Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of Rendezvous with Anza Saqib on CXO Global TV. CXO Global Forum is a knowledge sharing platform for all C levels across the globe. We take massive pride in contributing to the knowledge economy with our league of extraordinary thought leaders. Today, as well, we've got a very special guest with us. His name is Mr. Noor. He is the CIO of Thal Limited at the House of Habib. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Anza. Thank you, CXO, for inviting me to this talk show.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sure our viewers would love to hear about how you started off. So, your early days, your career path, and your struggles, and how did you end up becoming the CIO right now?
Sure. Well, like every parent, I would say they dream about their children becoming an engineer or a doctor. But I unfortunately landed up completing my studies in business administration. I started my career in 1998. 1998 was, if you recall, was a year when there was macroeconomic crisis because of Pakistan nuclear tests. So most of the jobs were not appearing in the newspaper at that time. So classified down was without any job ads. But luckily, I would say after a few months in 1998, I got a job opportunity from Siemens Pakistan for the position of management trainee at that time. I appeared for the test and interview, but they didn't selected me for this position. And I was lucky that I was not selected for that position. And I was offered a better position, which was SAP trainee. At that time, SAP trainee was a new word for me because after graduating, you haven't heard of anything about ERP or SAP at that time in 1998. Nowadays, everybody knows what is SAP is all about, what is ERP. But of course, at that time, I was curious enough that what was this term. So I went to Siemens, attended the interview session with the executive director over there, and who basically briefed me about ERP, about SAP. He gave me green pastures that you will earn more dollars once you get experience from Siemens Pakistan. So I was very much happy that I would be getting a good opportunity to learn, but there was a downside to it as well. They asked me to basically sign a $35,000 bond at that time, and to lock myself for 3 years that leave the company. So that was a trouble side. So I went home, I just had a discussion with my parents. So of course, after hearing all this, they also said that why don't you look for another job? But one of my distant uncle who used to work for Pakistan Cable at that time, Pakistan Cable had Saudi Cable, not Pakistan Cable, Saudi Cable. Saudi Cable in Saudi Arabia basically had SAP implemented in their own organization. So he asked me, why are you missing this opportunity? Forget about 3 years, forget about the surety bond, just go and join it. So I took the advice and joined Siemens Pakistan. And that was the starting point where I started myself as a junior consultant. I was associated with the team of foreign consultants from Canada and US who were charging $100 an hour to Siemens for the implementation in their own enterprise. So we got the opportunity to learn from them. I selected materials management module and in fact implemented with them throughout the Siemens enterprise. And I trained the team for Lahore, Islamabad, Karachi, everybody. Siemens in 99 and 2000 got the value-added reseller license and the academy license to conduct academy courses as well. So what happened? I also got the opportunity to train on the academy and was deputed to one of the oil and gas projects in year 2000, which was Pakistan. And there onwards, my career progressed from consulting role to the project management to the program management, and also
and when did the break at House of Habib?
Yes, I'm coming to down. Yes. So my last assignment was as a head of sales at Siemens Pakistan, because my career shifted from project management, program management to sales. So I haven't learned it. I developed the team at Siemens Pakistan. And with that team, I managed to close 15 plus accounts in new names in the area of SAP solution implementation. So that was the big achievement for me at that time. I joined Thal Limited in 2010 December after spending around 12 years. So Thal Limited was totally a different area to deal with because I was at that time implementing the SAP. Now I am wearing the shoes of becoming the end user myself. So I have to change my mindset. So Thal Limited, I want to tell the audience what Thal Limited is all about as well. Thal Limited is a business conglomerate, basically manufacturing. It has two business segments, I would say, automotive and business allied. Within automotive, we have car wiring harness. We manufacture car wiring harness for Corolla, Suzuki, and various OEMs. Aside that, we manufacture Denso car air conditioners, alternator starters, and car seats. And within the building allied, we manufacture paper bags, jute bags, and laminate sheets as well. So we have a large portfolio. We have different locations: Lahore, Muzaffargarh, Multan, Korangi, Karachi. Head office is in Shah FSL, Hub Choki, Gadoon. So we have various locations that we have to get connected. Okay. This is the brief journey.
That's amazing, sir. And what would you consider your biggest achievement as CIO so far for Thal Limited?
There are quite a few achievements within the while I joined Thal Limited, because the biggest challenge for me was to establish a robust infrastructure within the organization, because I have various different locations to connect with, and SAP is my main business application. So without users having connected to the SAP, I cannot run the business. So I have to ensure that the network is there properly. So my biggest challenge task was to align all the sites together with my primary site. So I worked on the data centers, both primary and secondary, got it established, got it up and running. I established the three pillars of within the Thal Limited. Number one was basically the infrastructure and help desk, information security, and third was the business application. So within that, of course, we within the business application, of course, we have SAP as our core business application. We started off with 4.7 version, and now we are on SAP HANA ECC 8. So the journey was quite long. It took us quite a long time to stabilize the environment within the organization, because people in the organization, when there is a business application, you have to learn how to use that. So giving awareness to the users, making them comfortable with the environment is a biggest challenge, and the cultural shift as well for the within the organization.
I agree. So, sir, what is your analysis of various technologies which benefit any company or improve an existing business process? You are an advocate of SAP, I believe, but generally speaking, what about the SME sector, so on and so forth?
Well, I would say that when I started my career at that time, only the big companies used to implement SAP. So I would recommend for any CIO or any head of your person that whenever you select any software or any product or any technology, you have to align with the business as first. If you are not aligned with the business, you have to understand the requirement. Any procurement that you will do will go into waste. Reason being, the user will not use it until unless he is agreeable to adopt the same. So this has happened with me as well. So I learned from my own mistakes. So first of all, we have to align with the business. We don't need to basically select product in haste. And of course, in order to make it successful, you have to improve the processes within the organization. Because if the processes are not proper, people are using manual processes too much, then the success of any product, whether it is SAP, whether it is Microsoft or Oracle, eventually it will fail.
That's very true, sir. Very pertinent point made indeed. What is your take on cloud computing?
Cloud computing, I would say in Pakistan, it's in evolving phase, I would say. Although now the ERPs are also coming up in the cloud platform, like Oracle started, now SAP has also started with their own product called Rise. But I would say that cloud is more or less immature right now. Reason being because of we don't have proper infrastructure available in Pakistan, especially the internet, especially the data link. If I say I am running 500 users of SAP, uh, and I'm getting 3 ms latency. With cloud computing, I won't be able to get that latency. So how will I be able to satisfy my user? Secondly, the sponsors of the businesses don't get satisfied when their data is not in Pakistan, it is resided somewhere in Canada or US or Singapore. So they feel they feel insecure. Plus, for example, of course, the cloud computing is expensive right now. We cannot afford it. It is OPEX model. Normally, all our businesses, they prefer CAPEX model. They do not prefer OPEX. I did the analysis in year 2020 when I was upgrading my hardware. So my hardware, I bought it from IBM, was costing me 50 million rupees. Now I compared it with cloud, the local cloud, rapid compute, they quoted me 200 billion. So there is no, I cannot compare it manually, physical versus cloud. So that's the reason cloud has to be a little bit inexpensive. Yes, organization will move in near future. We are moving, we have moved our emails to the cloud version. People used to manage Exchange. Now they are managing Office 365 or Google Cloud. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Sir, and it's interesting that you mentioned the future. And what are some of the trends that you predict or some future technologies that you think businesses will benefit greatly from in the future or the near future?
Well, I would say automation is somehow going to be the buzzword in near future. Although it is happening right now, but normally most of the organizations are not adapting as they should be. For example, RPA, robotic process automation. For example, business intelligence. For example, machine learning. Or for example, within SAP, vendor invoice management that automates all your invoicing process. For example, business budget planning and consolidation, all automated. So there are various tools. The most important thing that we are facing right now, we as implementer or sponsors who are going to procure, we don't have vendor readily available to implement. We are facing a lot of problems when we sign up contracts with them. They don't provide us the relevant resources. So how can we implement successfully? We will be facing problems, and our board will be asking us questions about the decision taken.
Right, sir. So, we've spoken a lot about the technical knowledge and know-how you've, made us all quite aware. But let's talk a little bit about your personal life. Mashallah, you're in a C-level position, and it can be very difficult managing work and life, balance. How do you manage to do it? And what are some of your interests besides your work?
Well, as a CIO, I'm also a normal human being like others. I have my family life as well. So I prefer, I don't basically break the rules. I follow 9 to 5, 9 to 6. And if there is a requirement of any late sitting, then be it be. Then we do normal late sittings if required. Other than that, I prefer going home, spend my time with my family. I have 2 daughters and wife, and my mother. So I try to spend times with them, watch movies, uh, read books. So I do spend quality time with my.
Right. Um, so, what is your piece of advice for everyone that's watching today? Any word of advice for them? Some lesson that you learned along the way?
Well, what I have seen, because I have spent around 22, 23 years of my career, I have seen various ups and downs as well. I think a person should be humble enough. He should be respectful to the elders, respectful to their bosses, because normally what I've seen, the today's generation is a bit aggressive. We need to teach them that humbleness, kindness should be there, and they should take up things seriously. They shouldn't take things as a shortcut. There is always a challenge that you have to undertake in order to take, because you have to undertake a longer route instead going on a shortcut. So
beautiful words, sir, and beautiful advice. In the interest of time, I have to stop here for today's session. But upon an end note, I would like to ask you, what do you think is the utility of forums like CXO Global?
CXO is a very, I think Kaval has taken a good initiative. I and Kaval, I think, met last in 2015 or 16 when he introduced me to Tech TV at that time. So CXO is also a good initiative where all these CXOs, not only CIOs, are interconnecting with each other. We are learning from our experiences. We are gaining knowledge. It is a knowledge sharing platform. And above that, we are able to know each other. With this interview, of course, many of the audiences will know me. Who am I? So likewise, I am also watching various other videos which you people are interviewing on daily basis. Last 2 days, I watched of Imran Khan. So he had done a lot when I used to meet him on from the platform of Rapid Compute.
And now Raptor Games, absolutely.
Yes.
Right. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. It's been an honor and a privilege to speak with you and learn from you. Please keep contributing to the knowledge economy. We hope to hear more from you. And that'll be all for today, ladies and gentlemen. Please keep watching. Keep us updated with your comments and feedback. We look forward to hearing more from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.